Each movement is a lesson. Hit fast or vanish. This honey badger is not fully grown into mastery, yet unwilling to yield nor stay silent. Unfamiliar with such battles, it studies the predator's body for clues and to understand what survival demands. The young honey badger dodges with raw instinct, shifting its weight just enough to let danger pass. But instinct has limits. A swift pull to the tail arrests its escape. A tightening grip at the neck reminds it how fragile survival truly is. But it shall remind it that it's not alone to endure such pain. A force arriving with the certainty of a seasoned guardian. The mother pauses only long enough to read the patterns of threat. Then crashes furiously into the conflict. But the leopard reacts, shifting its grip to the newcomer's neck. Seeing its daughter exposed, the mother steps forward, realigning its body to confront the leopard. A creature built for dominance, now cornered by strategy older than fear. A single honey badger is no simple adversary. It attacks anything back. Two are a problem. The leopard forces the young badger down with exhaustion, yet the second striped form crashes in with fierce resolve. A strike from the leopard lands with practiced force. A counter-strike from the badger answers with hooked claws. The roles shift. The leopard now carries the weight of exhaustion. Before the leopard even settles on its next move, the badger bites with abrupt precision, the two shifting into position to surround the leopard again. Yet that irritates the leopard. It strikes the badger with its claws, yet its body covering is so resilient that many attacks only slide or twist instead of sinking in. The instant the leopard bites the mother's neck, the daughter attacks it the same way. The badgers have a reason to confront the leopard. This entire clash began because the precious newborns lay hidden inside a dark, sacred space. For the adults, nothing matters more. They will go to any length to protect what waits in the shadows. The mother slips into the den and affords to carry only one cub. The mother and the daughter walk side by side, moving through the scrubland. For the wild demands a new refuge when safety has been compromised. Yet the leopard creeps in again. Steps deliberate, breath low, intent fixed not on the adults, but on the fragile life they guard. The moment it is noticed, both badgers break into motion, running through the dust. The mother runs with urgent speed, fully aware of what the leopard truly seeks. It twists through the scrub in sharp, unpredictable angles, misguiding the predator. For it knows outrunning such power is impossible. The daughter, once saved, now carries the duty of safeguarding the next generation. The daughter distracts the leopard as the mother has to move so quickly to secure another shelter. The newborn cannot handle such chaos. This noise, this relentless display, buys the moments needed while the mother hides the newborn deeper within the fresh den. The daughter intervenes once more, forcing hesitation into the predator's stance. Only when the path is secured does the young badger enter the den as well. The leopard keeps pushing its foreleg into the den. But the mother bites the invading limb with sharp precision. The badgers choose security over conflict, turning their focus to what waits behind them rather than the fight. While the leopard's attempts at the narrow entrance prove in vain, the leopard waits for a while, hoping for a tender meal, but eventually it abandons the efforts and turns away. Yet the badger family cannot remain in the den. The shelter is now compromised, and the second cub still lies alone in the first hollow, unforgotten. Ahead, under a patch of thorn and scrub, a pack of African wild dogs rests in a tangle of legs and mottled coats. The badger keeps to the shade, testing the wind, edging around an ant nest, sampling tracks where beetles and lizards scuffed the ground. Then catching another signal. Dog, several, recent. Bellies full, ears loose, panting, easing towards sleep. It tests a narrow run beside a termite mound and slips through, invisible at 5 paces. Near the den entrance, the smell changes. Milk, dander, old fur, fresh earth, and the nose confirms what the trails suggested. Pups below. A moment later, it backs out, jaws full of struggling puppy, eyes hard, turning to the path it mapped on the way in. The pup cries high and urgent. The sound lifts ears across the shade. It drops the pup safely to the ground and wheels to face the ring because there is no outrunning a relay of endurance. Dust rises, the pack widens, then tightens, voices high and sharp as they coordinate angles. They test for speed, for stamina, for a lapse. The badger offers none, only short, brutal counters, a bite released before a surround can lock. On the edge of the scrum, a dog manages to rake the shoulder. Blood dots the fur. The badger ignores the sting and drives forward, shouldering through a gap to force the circle to reset. The pack is tireless, bred to run prey into surrender. And their strategy shifts from kill to attrition, harry the legs, steal the breath, deny stillness. The badger's defense is built from geology: thick, rubbery skin, dense neck muscles, a skull like a wedge. Teeth slide, bites fail to anchor, and when they do hold, the twist breaks the angle. Minutes stretch, heat presses. The circle breathes in and out, attack and recoil, while the badger grinds every second into survival. It shovels backward to a clump of grass, braces and counters again, but the skin along its side shows fresh tooth marks. Strength remains, time thins, even iron fatigues. The wisdom is ancient. Stand when you must, move when you can, and the badger reads the pack's cadence, waits for two to overrun, and bolts through the seam they leave behind. Escape begins as a burst and becomes a plan. The honey badger runs low along a crease in the ground. The wild dogs flood after, not piling on, but shaping direction, snapping at flanks to steer it away from the den and the pups. The pack does not need victory, only distance. In the cool shadow, the hyenas gather, guarding against the heat. Yet a lone honey badger creeps closer, guided by the faint, irresistible scent of the hidden pups. It is not strength that walks toward the den, it is audacity. The sharp cries of the young one revealed its presence. The lethargy of the heat vanishes as the clan explodes into a coordinated, thundering pursuit. Blinded by dust and teeth, the badger trips, the stolen prize falling into the parched dirt. It realizes its error. It unhinges its jaw, yielding his stolen catch. The matriarch steps toward the fragile offspring. She carries it back to the womb of the den. The nursery is safe, but for the thief, the bill has come due. The hyenas coordinate. Cooperation is the hallmark of the clan. Eyes and teeth fixed on it. They tighten around it, circling the badger, beginning their act of vengeance. A sudden, sharp bite to the base of the tail. Its legs losing purchase. It is a humiliation, the invincible intruder, dragged through the sand like a tattered rag. A crushing bite sinks into its neck. Pinned, it can neither fight nor protect its dignity. The badger pivots among them, twisting, striking where it can. It snaps, it bites, it dares to stand its ground. It clamps its jaws around a hyena's nostril. For a brief moment, they falter, hesitating, then the storm returns. Jaws and claws strike from every side, relentless, indiscriminate. Even battered and bloodied, its hide holds, leaving the hyenas wary and frustrated. To survive, it must turn and run. There is no other choice, no cunning trick, no strength left that can save it. The clan pursues, unyielding, unwilling to forgive the trespass. The badger fights with all its might, but it is outnumbered. And against whom? The wild's most ruthless predators, capable of bringing down even a lion. It dares them to finish it, but the circle is tightening. Dust rises beneath pounding paws. There is no escape from the numbers. The hyenas strike at once. They surge as one. Only its legendary hide and unyielding courage hold the clan at bay, if only for a moment. They crash into the intruder from every side. Snarls overlap. Dust explodes into the air. The ground trembles beneath the weight of numbers. At the center stands the honey badger, small, defiant, unyielding. But defiance means little against a clan. They press forward relentlessly from the front, from the flanks, from behind. Every way is closed. Survival is impossible. Only teeth. Only the closing storm. The circle tightens. The noise becomes a single violent roar. This is not a duel. It is a reckoning of numbers. The badger's hide is finally torn. The spirit remains, but the body is spent. It collapses for the final time. The clan gathers over the fallen body. The life has faded, but the armor remains. It is a fortress, even in death. Skin stretches, sliding over the muscle, but refuses to part. A thief is already at the gate. The prize lies mere inches from his jaws. Motherhood is a primal tether. She knows. The intruder's paw gropes in the gloom, searching for purchase, but the fortress holds. The tunnel is too narrow. The hyena changes tactics, frustration mounting with every passing second. 3 lives, days old, blind to the darkness. Earth flies as he attempts to dismantle the castle walls. The gap widens, exposing the trembling life within. A sudden shift in the wind brings a scent that stops her in her tracks. Ahead, the intruder is already at work. The spotted hyena tears frantically at the dry earth, desperate to breach the nursery roof. The trot becomes a gallop. Terror reigns in the dark, but salvation arrives with the fury of a demon. She does not hesitate. The hyena spins, jaws snapping in confusion. He lifts her, shaking her like a rag doll. But her skin is loose, her resolve iron. Desperate to return to the feast, the hyena has to fight. She is relentless. She clamps onto his jaw, an anchor of pure fury. The hyena tries to ignore the pain. The pups are so close, but the mother is a shadow he cannot shake. She drags him backward inch by agonizing inch. Dust flies as the badger scrambles into the safety of the earth. The hunter remains at the threshold, waiting. She cannot let the danger linger here. Inside, fragile lives depend on her courage. She emerges not to flee, but to lead the jaws away from her kin. The hyena lunges, jaws clamping down on loose, rubbery skin. Lifted effortlessly from the earth, the badger hangs, suspended, seemingly helpless against such crushing power. To lose here is to condemn a bloodline to silence. Yet she twists inside her own skin. Retreating once more to the fortress of the burrow. The siege continues. The predator charges the darkness of the entrance, unwilling to leave them in peace. She meets him head-on, a black and white fury erupting from the soil. She drives him back, then retreats, becoming the living gate to her home. The tactic changes. She stays low, teeth seeking the sensitive pads of the hyena's feet. The pain becomes too high a price for a meal. The giant retreats, defeated by a creature a fraction of its size. Deep in the cool dark, the mother curls around her young. They are safe. She is exhausted, but the fortress has held. He stops to tend to his mangled paws, licking the wounds that will serve as a lasting reminder of this mistake. Size is not the only measure of strength. Even the mightiest hunter must learn when to walk away. The savannah always respects those who refuse to bow.